Hi everyone. I feel like I've been a bit remiss with my videos recently. I've been very hit and miss. So I'm going to be better. I promise I'm going to be better. And the way that I have planned to be better is over on my Instagram account on a Sunday morning, I've started to publish an article, like a blog article, about various different elements of dog training, behaviour, living with dogs. I'm going to have guest writers on it as well. So if you are a dog professional and you want to write an article about anything, just send it over to me. And so what I thought I'd do on Facebook is I would talk about the article on a Monday that came out yesterday. I hope that makes sense. However, not started on the best week because we've done 2 so far. Yesterday's was all about putting your dog back on a lead. If you see a dog on a lead, like, have some manners, put your dog back on a lead, help other owners out, which I've already done a video about, and we're not going to go on about that again because we know we'll get on a soapbox about it. So what I'm going to talk about today is the article from a week yesterday, which was all about what motivates dogs to behave in the way that they do. Alright, so going to come in a bit more? Everyone wants to see you. No? So it's all talking about what is the motivating factor for dogs when they perform behaviour. And really, in a nutshell, it's the same as what motivates us. Dogs do things. Oh, that was dramatic, Mills. Dogs do things for the consequences that it gives them. If it gives them a consequence that for the dog is a good consequence, a positive consequence, it gives them what they want, or they get rid of something that is scary or that they don't like, they're going to be more likely to do that behaviour again in the future. If the consequence is something that the dog doesn't like, that's either punishing or something good is taken away from them, then they're going to be less likely to do those behaviours again in the future. And the example that we talked about on the Instagram post was all about the postman. So a lot of dogs, included, yes, we know, bark when the postman appears. And a lot of the time that is because the postman comes onto the property, you bark, and then the postman goes away. The dogs don't really understand that it's a postman's job to come onto someone's property, deliver the mail, and then go away. But what they have is, from their behaviour, they see the consequence of the threatening person retreating, which can be really positive for a lot of dogs. They think, yay, again, I've got rid of that horrible scary postman, and then the postman comes back the next day and they repeat. If the behaviour of the postman changed, then that would change, possibly, depending on what that behaviour change is, but that would then change the way that the dogs react to the postman. Or what we could do is change the behaviour of the dog to still elicit the postman retreating, but the dog doesn't have to bark to elicit that retreat, and instead they could go to their bed, or they could come and tell you that the postman's been, instead of barking. So my job as a trainer and behaviourist is to unpick the behaviour and work out what is motivating the dog to perform certain behaviours. Once we can understand that, then we can either retrain something, or we can offer alternative behaviours, teach alternative behaviours, or change the consequence of that behaviour. So hopefully that makes sense. Have a look over on our Instagram account as well, and see what people have put on there. And then next week there'll be another one. Hopefully I'm going to do them every Sunday morning. But yesterday it went out about 11:30, so was cutting it a little bit fine, and that's only week 2, so we'll see how we get on. I'd love to have your feedback on this, if you think it's a good idea, if you're enjoying the posts. They really help give me some positive reinforcement, or not, so that I know that you're liking them, and that I'll keep producing more content like this. So yeah, I'll be back in a week, I promise.